if I'm a high-end course, there's a possibility they will want you to put a relief angle in. But it's not going to be that important. But if I was, let's say I wanted to, then I can do it. All I'm going to do is put it in here, and we actually lowered this down. Right now we're at a really steep angle. So if I ground this, it'd be about 40. And I've actually got this reel set in here where it won't really work because the top of this is actually hitting my bracket. So I'd have to rearrange this, flip it over or something so that my bracket doesn't hit. But for time's sake, we'll leave it there because I'm just missing it. Once I get it set up, I'm going to run a one pass. What you want to do is you have a choice. You're either going to stand in the middle of the reel or off to one side. If you're in the middle of the reel, you're going to actually move the reel in front of you. And you actually have to twist your body up. And I don't like that because I get all twisted. But if you have short arms, you may not be able to reach all the way across. I have long enough arms I can stand over here. The other reason I like to be over here is I'm just bringing this grinder to me and pushing it away. And I can actually physically watch exactly what I'm doing at all times. So I'm going to set with this bar against my chest because that tells my brain where my chest is. I'm going to put my hand on this bar so that my brain knows where my hand is. What you don't want to do is get your finger pinched in here, just like when we were setting up reels and adjusting them. If I get my finger pinched in between this bar here, it's going to hurt. And so I want my finger and my head to be connected. And what this hand over here is going to do is it's strictly going to guide the reel. And so my fingers are going to basically do like the yellow pages. I'm going to be walking from blade to blade, and I'm going to be indexing it forward from blade. I'm going to index it, and then I'm going to keep down pressure on my finger so that it doesn't sit there and chatter. And so bring it around, put one blade on, turn my grinding stone on. This finger over here, I never watch that hand. That's why I have to know where it's at. And so this one's just going to be walking from blade to blade. I want to evenly move this across. As soon as it quits grinding, I'll reverse myself. Once I'm done with that blade, I index to the next one, grind my way across. Oops, I went a little bit farther. As soon as it stops, you just reverse yourself. Just like they did with the automated one, you would do that all the way around. Before I started grinding, I would number every blade. This reel has 8 blades on it. I'm going to number each one 1 through 8. And so I'm going to grind 1 through 8. When I get to 8, I'm either going to, I will index it in, but I'm either going to go skip 1, start on 2 and go all around again, or I'm going to start at 8 and reverse myself back to 1. And I usually just do that because it's easier to remember 1 to 8, 8 to 1. And the reason is, as I'm grinding, my stone is wearing down. And if I just keep going the same direction, number 1 will always be the shortest blade, number 8 will always be the tallest blade. So by reversing myself, now when I go the opposite way, number 8 is dealing with the largest diameter stone, and number 1 will get the shortest one. And so I'm going to go all the way around until I hit 8. I will index in, and I want to take probably about 10 thousandths off at a time. Any more than that, it's going to heat that blade up, and it's going to take the temper out of it. If you ever see bluing on there, you've gone too fast and too hard. If we watch the film that the manufacturer for these people will do, man, there's like serious sparks coming out. I mean, those guys are, because it's a film, they want to make it look like it's fast. They are taking, they grind a whole relief into a reel like that one in 3 passes. To get all that relief off in 3 passes, you're taking probably 20 thousandths off at a time. And they're just, and that motor's bogging down, and it's just grinding hard. And you're going to take the temper out of that blade if you're not careful. What you don't want to do, let's say you're grinding across, and something moves. You forgot to tighten one of these, and this thing shifts, and it starts to bog down. You don't want to stop, because it'll sit there and grind a hole right through the blade. You want to just reverse yourself, and get back off. Don't ever stop in the middle of a grinding process. It's going to screw it up. So once you've done this, you've ground each blade, you've gone to 8, you've gone back to 1, you have the relief down to where you want it, then you're going to spin grind it. What I'm going to do is back it off. There's 2 bolts or 1 bolt down underneath here. I'm going to loosen them up. I'm going to remove the finger because I want this reel to pass by. There's a reel drive motor down here. It's got a couple of couplers here. We'll take the coupler and stick it in. We'll stick a socket or some sort of adapter in there, just like they did with the Peerless Simplex that's in there. We'll turn this reel drive motor on, and that will spin the reel. I can adjust the speed that I want it to spin at. So I got this thing spinning. I'm going to index the stone in until it just contacts the blade. I'm going to put the traverse on. This thing will automatically traverse back and forth, just like the Ideal Peerless traversed on its own. This one will automatically traverse back and forth. And so I'm going to let it automatically traverse. I'm going to set my stops so that it just comes off the blade, the reel. Set the stop at the other end so that it just comes off the reel. Then I'm going to let it go ahead and spin it until I reach the desired spin grind. When I'm done, I remove the reel and I have to reassemble it.